It's time for another episode of The Oil Stream with Dustin Nielsen and Tom Gazzola, presented by Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Friday episode of The Oil Stream Game Day, Game 2. It's Nielsen and Gazzola with you, brought to you by Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen. 12 locations, 7 of them right in Edmonton, all of them available. DoorDash, Skip the Dishes, Uber Eats. If you've not yet tried one of the delicious Popeye's legendary, very famous chicken sandwiches, what are you waiting for? You're going to want to get your hands on that. All the drive-thrus are open. Tommy Gazzola, what's up, buddy?
Not much, Dusty. Just got back from the rink. I was hightailing it, man. I was speed walking, just like Olympic style in a suit. Just don't talk to me, headphones in, feet not leaving the ground, but just a tremendous gait and pace the entire way.
That sounds good. Now, there was none of those scooters around for your transportation?
You know what? I had a very lazy day yesterday, and I skipped my workout. I did Dave Jameson's show, so
yes, that's right.
Decided, regardless of the Lime situation or the other scooters that they have, I only use the Lime. I'm just going to walk it. So I want to burn some calories.
Anything from morning skate today?
I mean, from an Oilers point of view, not really. A couple guys didn't skate. I think Barry wasn't out there, and I'm trying to remember who the other one that wasn't out there, Puljujarvi. But this is the postseason, and I think with it kind of changes at the morning skate. Like there isn't as much emphasis on the morning skate as there generally is throughout the regular season. So more and more of these morning skates are optional. So if guys are a little bit banged up, a little bit tired, whatever, and they don't want to take the skate, they want treatment, this and that, they've got more carte blanche from the coaching staff to do that. So, don't read too much into it.
Well, speaking of reading into things, I think we need to get into yesterday at practice. Rashog was talking about how there was a little bit of time there where it was Kahun with McDavid and Draisaitl, and the news between JP and Yamo. What was the line from Tip today? Because he said they were going with the same lineup, but Rashog asked, "Does that mean the same lines?" And what did Tippett drop on him?
Sometimes you go fishing and you don't catch anything. No fish for you.
No fish for you, Mr. Rashog, the withered spine Ryan, trying to get to the bottom of it there. Tommy, what do you make of this top 6 sort of discussion we've had over the last 48 hours?
Not a lot. I think it might be another one of those red herrings that maybe Tip's throwing. Who knows? Maybe we see that top 6 together, but I don't think we will. And I thought it was hilarious. Like, we're all sitting in the loge level. I'm standing with DVD from Post Media, and we're all listening to the presser, and Ryan's down to the right with Gregor, and he says it, and I'm listening to Tip, and then just you could hear the whole press level just burst out laughing when that happened. So no, I don't read too much into it. Same lineup. Devin Shore was skating really late with the extras. So, I know he took warm up the other day, but I'm not reading much into Puljujarvi not skating, Barry not skating. And so I expect to see the same lineup. And you know what? That lineup gave the team a chance. They were in that game. They were sharp. Attention to detail was good. Winnipeg made their bounces and created their opportunities, and they were fortunate to capitalize. It's not like Edmonton wasn't in that game or they were too loose or anything like that. Edmonton had a chance. I think they turn it up a little bit tonight, and that same lineup can get the job done.
Yeah, I think it probably can. The only thing I would read into is that maybe Tippett just wanted to have them take some reps together, because if they decide they have to put McDavid and Draisaitl together in the third period, they go with Kahun, and then you run Nuge, JP, and Yamo as that second option for you. That's what that's the only thing I can think of. You're not going to switch up your line combinations significantly to start game 2 when you played pretty good in game 1. I mean, if they do have to go there, if they're down 2-1 midway through the third or 2-0 midway through the hockey game, and they decide to mix it up, what do you think of a Nuge, JP, Yamo trio? We literally have not seen that 58 games into the year.
Nuge, JP, Yamamoto. All right, you've got a distributor in Nugent Hopkins. You've got the big body skill guy who's skating really well with the puck in Puljujarvi, and then you've got the guy that gives you every bit of an ounce of ability and toughness and grit as he can in Yamamoto, who's snake bit right now. you've got good elements there, and those guys, to me, they looked all three of them individually looked fine in game one. I know a lot of press and people want more out of Nugent Hopkins. I think he's been fine. Like, he's been okay. Yes, he needs to deliver more offensively. So that line has some potential, and especially if by that point you're chasing the game, every second shift is the big line. So you just need another solid shift, maybe, hopefully, definitely in the offensive zone from that other group. I like it. It's fine. It can work. It can create offense. It can find ways against the Winnipeg Jets, undoubtedly. But, hey, you change things up on the fly. Good coaches do that. So you try to mix it up and see what you got.
Tommy, your mic has gone a little staticky, so I don't know if you want to unplug your mic or reconnect.
Sure. Let me fix that.
And I can plug a couple things while you get reconnected.
Go for it. Yes.
I don't know why at all. You might have to disconnect and come back in because it was fine when we started, and then how about now? Yeah. No, we can't hear you now. Reconnect. You'll come back. It'll be fine. Okay, a couple of things I want to get to. Tommy will be back here right away. It won't take long for him to reconnect. Dubois returns. Whoa! I didn't even get time to plug anything. How's that mic now?
I don't know. You tell me. How does it sound?
Perfect. It sounds great. I didn't even get to any. That was so quick. I didn't even get to any of the stuff I was going to do. I was going to plug Oil Stream in 5. Make sure you don't miss it. I'm dropping those. Probably do Saturday, Sunday as well. And then somebody mentioned here. Let me just get to this. Gunit15 says, finally picked up a couple of Oilers cups last week. These ones I think he's talking about.
Excellent.
They fit 2 tall boy cans perfectly. 2 tall boys. Buddy, that seems like too much. Like, you're going to have to drink that pretty quick or it's going to get warm, aren't you?
Get a koozie on that thing. Make a koozie.
Homemade koozie. You're not going to buy a koozie for this.
No, exactly. And 2 tall boys. I feel like we've gone the route of tall boys, speaking of which, because like when I pick up some beer on weekends now, I only go for the 4-pack tall boys, or I get like 4 Peroni tall boy style, not the bottles, not the 355 ml cans. Is that the way we've gone now? Especially when you go with like a local brewery, something like a craft beer?
Buddy, it's probably close. I mean, most of them are spitting out these tall boys now. I'm not going to do 2. I've come a long way in my beer drinking. I used to duct tape a 40 of malt liquor to each of my hands. And now I'm a craft beer guy and I really like craft beer. Like, people just mature along the way, Tommy. It's good. But like Belgian Moon, one of my favorite beers, comes in a tall boy can.
Yep.
Right. But Apricot from Alley Cat, another one of my favorite beers, comes in a regular can.
Yes, I had some Skona Gold last weekend. Speaking, if you like Belgian Moon, which is called Blue Moon down in the States, they have to change it here because it was too confusing with Labatt Blue. But if you want a really good similar one that I really like, and it's out of Quebec, it's Blanche de Chamblay. And it comes in a 4-pack of tall boys. That's excellent.
I've heard of that. I think I've had it one time. It seems a little too fancy for me. Like,
it's not.
Hey, toss me a Blanche de Chamblay, as opposed to, hey, throw me a Belgian Moon.
Well, when you're wearing your game day attire like that, and you say, throw me a Blanche de Chamblay, it all works. It's just perfect symmetry, buddy.
I didn't even wear a hat today.
You look great.
What do you think of the flow?
It's fantastic. You look
Thanks,
neat,
buddy.
Very well kempt.
Thank you, man. That's huge. All right. Anyway, if you're running a brewery and you want to hop on as an Oil Stream sponsor, we can drink your beer on the stream.
Absolutely.
You can do that. Question comes from Jesse Smith, 1012. JP, best player in game 1. What did you think of his game? What was the post-game reaction like about Jesse Puljujarvi?
JP, alongside Josh Archibald, received Tom's top performer. I gave it to Archibald because of the hit, but JP with the goal, I thought he was excellent. So, yeah, he was one of the few guys that was really quite effective against the tough defensive Jets team. Absolutely. He was good. That was a great playoff debut for Jesse Puljujarvi. Jesse Puljujarvi, I should say. I
mean, I don't know if you know this, Tommy, but I'm a big supporter of this guy.
Really?
And I was a little worried that he might be a little hesitant in that first playoff game when things kind of get flying around a little bit quicker, but he impressed. It was a good performance, man. It was good. I liked it. Okay, before we get to the Ken Morrison Remax question of the day here on the Oil Stream, if I ask you, I don't want to conflict with your question. If I ask you what was the biggest issue for you in game 1 that you would like to see them change in game 2, does that conflict with our question?
No, not at all.
Okay. All right then. What do you think it was? There's two things that stand out for me. Give me yours and then I'll dive into what I got.
I'll just keep it simple. I think just funneling pucks to the net and staying along the theme of keeping it simple, that's part of playing simple. I mean, you grinded them down low. You created a bit of a forecheck and cycle game. Get pucks to the net, get those pucks to the point, and then funnel them. Make a little shimmy and a little shake from the blue line. You've got defensemen who can do it, and then just crash and bang. I think we're to the point now where it's not overly complicated. This is the playoffs. You know what's not working. Just simplify. Get to the net, create chaos, score ugly goals on Connor Hellebuck. They all count the same.
That's number one for me. Number one, there's two. I mean, you got to have a better start. You can't come out on home ice in game 2 and not get a shot for 8 minutes again. You know it's bad when you roll into the rink after pregame and the Oilers are still looking for their first shot on goal. Yep. Like that's not a good start. So they got to have I feel if they have a better start, and if they just get to the net more, cause some issues, make life tough for Connor Hellebuck. If you do that, you will win the hockey game. I mean, you're going to get a couple of bounces if you're going to the front of the net. And if you come out and have a good start and start your game by getting to the net, get in there, spray them a little bit, do something. Have Winnipeg do something to push you out of their crease in the first 5 minutes of the hockey game. Let them know that you're there. I think that's going to go. So, yeah, for me, it was, and I'm kind of torn on it. Got to have the better start. But even if you have a good start, if you're on the perimeter, man, it's not going to make a difference. You got to get to the front of the net.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll say this, though. You have to like the puck possession game the Oilers had, especially late in the first period, in the second period. And then, I mean, Winnipeg did a good job of shutting it down once they got the lead in the third. But I thought the puck possession game, they were smart with the puck. They really were. I thought the attention to detail, I'll say it again, was pretty good.
All right, let's get to our Ken Morrison Remax question of the day, brought to you by Ken Morrison. You can find his website at kenrmorrison.com. All the listings and everything. If you're looking to list your place, you can contact him there as well, or you can give him a shout anytime, 780-993-4815. I don't know if that's a sell, because you could text him and be like, hey, I want to buy 10 houses the boys on the oil stream sent me. But yes, it's kenrmorrison.com. If you're looking to sell or buy anywhere in the area, he's got a ton of experience. He will look after you. It's the Ken Morrison Remax question of the day. Tommy Gazzola, what do you got? All
right. We saw Pierre-Luc Dubois is getting into game 2, which is great for the Winnipeg Jets. And I know the Jets faithful are very happy about that. Nick Ehlers, by the way, non-contact jersey has been ditched. He was wearing a regular white practice jersey, so that might be an indicator that he's close. Now, I know Oiler fans, I saw the reaction on my Twitter. They were like, oh, crap, here we go. And Jets fans were super pumped about it. But, Dusty, let me ask you this when it comes to the Ken Morrison question of the day. If Dubois and Ehlers are back in the lineup, and tonight it's Dubois, I know that's a boost for the Jets. But at the same time, do you think it could heighten the Oilers' level of sharpness? Because now all of a sudden they know that an elite player is now going against them in Pierre-Luc Dubois and then eventually Nikolai Ehlers. So do you think it might have that effect on the Oilers where they elevate their game and are much sharper because they know they can't get away with as much and mentally they toughen up?
Man, if that's what they need, then use it. I mean, if that's what they need, then use it to get, maybe another level of focus here against the Winnipeg Jets. I think my answer differs for both players, to be honest with you. I don't know if they all of a sudden go, ooh, Pierre-Luc Dubois is back. This guy struggled mightily for the last 2 months. We need to worry about him. But for Nick Ehlers, man, Nick Ehlers is a different player than Pierre-Luc Dubois. Nick Ehlers, you can make a case, and I love Scheifele and I love Connor. Mm-hmm. But I think you can make a case that Nick Ehlers is the most creative forward on the Winnipeg Jets and a guy who can really drive some offense and create an offense for himself and others. I think Kyle Connor does a great job finishing. I think Mark Scheifele dabbles in a little bit of everything. I think Nick Ehlers is just a straight up creator for that offense. And that's going to be, whenever they get him back, that's a series changing moment. And at that level, I could see the Oilers saying, okay, look, we've been playing okay so far, but we got to crank it up another notch tonight. Dubois, I'm not too sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I honestly, heading into this series, if you told me, hey, here's your healthy Winnipeg Jets with Pierre-Luc Dubois and Nick Ehlers, or you could say, here's your healthy Winnipeg Jets with Nick Ehlers, Patrick Laine, and Jack Roslovic, I'd be more concerned about Roslovic and Laine still. With the way that Dubois has just, I mean, Ray Ferraro said it. I've had Hustler on my show out of Winnipeg. He hasn't found his fit yet with the Winnipeg Jets, right? They played him in the middle. They played him on the right side. They played him on the left side. I don't even know where they slot him in as he returns to the lineup right now. So, yes for Ehlers. I'm not too sure with Dubois, I guess, to answer your question. What do you think?
I like it. I mean, with Ehlers, he is as close to an Oilers killer as you get from the Winnipeg Jets. He had a lot of success against Edmonton this year in the regular season, and I'm with you. The way he transports the puck, the way he handles it in the offensive zone, and you nailed it on the head. He's a creator. And the thing with Pierre-Luc Dubois, though, and I know he had not played particularly well in the regular season and getting acclimated with the Jets, it's the playoffs, and funny things happen, and guys wake up. And I think he's one of those guys you have to be very leery of waking up, and maybe he finds his game now. But it's a good boost for the Jets, but I'm with you. Ehlers would be an even bigger boost.
Dubois did have some success in the postseason with Columbus. I mean, it's different. He'd been there. Things are going well at the time as opposed to how it ended in Columbus. But we'll see. The thing is, I mean, the Oilers aren't getting any big boosts to the lineup. What you have, if you're the Edmonton Oilers, is where you're at right now. You can't fall behind 2-0 tonight, and then the Jets go home and add Ehlers to the lineup for Game 3. Like, that's going to make things extremely difficult. It's your Ken Morrison Remax Excellence question of the day. Tommy, we talked about the start. We also talked about it on Wednesday, how physical we expect this series to be. And, that game one was pretty much kind of what I expected. I don't really expect too much else. Now, I was listening to your guys' post game on the way home, and I saw it. I mean, the text, the inbox was just like nothing I've ever seen in 12 years doing the show. But people want to see the Oilers come out and just try to absolutely run the Jets out of the arena to start a game. And I understand that. I get it. In an ideal situation, sure. I'm not sure that they're this team, but down 1-0, knowing that you had a piss-poor start in game one, Tommy, do you see the Oilers coming out flying tonight in game two from a physical perspective?
Yes, and I thought they were pretty physical at times. Some guys, I mean, the Archibald hit on DeMello, that was a great hit.
Good, clean
a lot
hit.
Of people, beautiful hit. And DeMello was feeling it, man. Like, I thought he was going to go down the tunnel, and he toughed it out on the bench with the trainer. Yeah, I could see them trying to ramp up the physical play, especially to set the tone, get some ugly, weak shots at the net, and crash and burn and do everything you can in front of Connor Hellebuck right off the hop. And then maybe the game settles in and you can get a little more creative. I expect more out of Draisaitl, McDavid, of course, too, getting blanked. Naturally, they bounce back really strong after they get shut out and put up zeros on the score sheet the night before or the game before. So, yeah, I expect more of the same. Edmonton can outplay the Jets on the physical side. They have that capability. It's up to them to dictate that. What game do they want to play? Do they want to play passive and pass it around and hang on to possession, or do they want to go chase pucks and hurt people and try to turn the tide that way? They're capable of both. They can do both against Winnipeg. I think today they try to kind of force it on the Jets today.
Okay, last question. Let's wrap up with this. I didn't make a huge officiating issue Thursday after the game. Like, there's no power plays anyway.
No.
There's one that they had to call. I mean, it was clearly obvious. I think if there are power plays, it favors the Oilers. You're averaging anywhere from 6 to 7 power plays per playoff game so far, and we saw one in game one. Do you see the officials calling the game a little bit differently tonight? Are we going to see, 2 or 3 power plays per team? What are you expecting from that aspect of it? Or there was one, like, it was a perfect definition of playoff hockey. It happened right down below where I sit at the game. I think it was in the third period. Anyway, Draisaitl had the puck in the corner, and Morrissey literally grabbed his stick with his stick, lifted his stick up, and took the puck. And Draisaitl's looking at the ref, being like he has his stick in my hand right now. And I mean, in the regular season, that's a holding stick penalty every single time. It's not there in the postseason. We saw. I mean, the Montreal game, a bunch of them were over the puck, but over the glass with the puck. But there was a bunch of penalties called in that game too. What do you expect tonight from a flow of play from the officials?
I kind of expect the same. And I'll say this, to the officials' credit the other night, they put the whistles away. They let a lot go, obviously, and they were consistent throughout the game at least, right? And we haven't been able to say that very often throughout the entire regular season, not just in Oilers games, but in any game we watch. They were consistent. They put the whistles away. I'm expecting the same tonight, which is too bad because, yes, the Oilers' power play, best in the league. PK got into the top 10 by the end of the year. Keep in mind, though, Winnipeg has a good power play in PK as well. Not as efficient as Edmonton's on both sides, but still pretty good. I'm kind of just, my gut and my instinct says we see the whistles kept away and off, and we don't see as many penalties called once again tonight. But I could be totally wrong. I've been wrong so many times before. Every now and then I get one right, but
Yes, you have.
my instinct says that
There's going to be 6 power plays tonight for the Oilers. But
reverse
I mean,
stinks, right?
You use the word consistency. I just don't think you have to be consistent when you don't call anything. Like the only penalty called was a high stick where a player was bleeding. You have to call that. Outside of that, their level of consistency was, hey, let's not call a penalty the entire game. Like, that's a lazy man's way out.
How about this one too?
Pisses
there
me
was
off.
A clear cut on Yamamoto's under his eye over his cheek, and they didn't give him 4. Like it was a 2-minute. It's like, wait a sec, that's a cut. That's blood. Isn't that 4 minutes? But
seemed weird.
I digress. I don't even know how to read the refs anymore. They're in their own heads to just this crazy degree where you're like, wow, okay. I guess
it's for us. Playoff officiating is just the worst. The way that we all just go, that's tight hockey. It's playoff hockey. It's completely different than the regular season. Like, we shouldn't be surprised that great teams get upset at times. All right, let's see here. Quickly, let's wrap up to the comments. Ryan says, damn, I'm not seeing a Popeyes in Leduc. I might have to sneak over to Edmonton for lunch. Ryan, I'll say this. You will not be disappointed in the trip. You will be okay with that. And there's actually one right by the Canadian Brew House on Ellerslie Road if you're looking for one. Yeah, there's one down
Ryan,
there.
Get 2. Get 2 chicken sandwiches. Do yourself
I'd get 4 and save them for tomorrow, too. I've put one of those bad boys in the microwave. It's okay.
Yeah?
It's all right.
Okay.
All right. Tommy, Don Wheaton and my pre- and post-game tonight on TSN 1260. What time to get rolling?
6 p.m. Another short, hard-hitting, excellent pregame show, bringing up the energy, getting you ready for the big game tonight, 6 to 7. Matt Cassia and Connor Halley and myself will get to some audio too. And then, hey, I loved postgame the other night, regardless of the result. People were bringing it. Some of those comments were booze infused, but those are the best postgame shows to do. People are ripping you, they're ripping Hernan, they're ripping the refs, they're ripping the team. As long as they're into it and they're part of the show, I had turned off everything and put my headset down, and I was like, wow, that was fun.
Let me know, because if they lose tonight, you're going to get text messages that I'm the reason because I played the Mike Smith song today as opposed to waiting for the win. So let me know how nasty it is if they do lose tonight. I know I'm going to take some. I might have to come in and defend myself, to be honest with you, if that happens tonight. So we'll see. 6 o'clock. Tommy's got your Don Wheaton and White pregame show on TSN at 1260. Watch for Oil Stream at 5 this weekend. I'll probably bang out a couple of those quick ones, just quick 5 minutes on what's happening with the Oilers here in the postseason. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching the live stream. If you are watching and you want to just subscribe to the podcast as well, just search the Oil Stream on all your podcasting platforms. Tommy, good episode, buddy. Enjoy the weekend. We'll catch up next week.
See you, Dusty.